Here to talk about her journey, meet Ashley Murphy.
We all face hardships in one form or another in our lives. But at 16, she's already learned, although we may not control our circumstances, we do control our reactions. Her mantra, the best way to live life is with an open heart.
Hello, We Day! Dinners at my house aren't typical family meals. There are 10 kids, so my mom makes enough food to feed an army. But what makes them special is more than just the cat count. 8 of us have special needs. We've drawn inspiration from what may seem as our weaknesses and turned them into strengths. My brother, who is a quadriplegic and legally blind, and my sister, who's developmentally delayed, both volunteer with kids with physical disabilities. Every one of us, including my parents, is an active volunteer, and they have inspired me to find my own way to create change. I'm involved with the Think Pink Club at my school. We raise awareness about mental health issues and advocate against bullying to create a more supportive community. This past summer, I joined another kind of supportive community on a meet-a-wee trip to East Africa with Free the Children. It really was a life-changing experience. I got to see zebras, lions, and elephants. I literally got to mix cement, carry bricks, and lay the foundation for a child's education. But believe it or not, these were just minor highlights of my trip. After an hour drive down dirt roads, I pulled up to the Baraka Health Clinic. I saw modern facilities and a fully stocked pharmacy where moms can give birth safely and children can get the medicine that they need. I saw how access to healthcare changes lives. And then I met Naomi and Faith. They're 10 and 15. They play Stella Ella Ola and Ring Around the Rosie. They're kids, just like you and me. And they were so open and willing to share their stories. They told me that they both have HIV. They were born with it, just like 3 million other children who live with it all across the world. And they told me that they're too busy living their lives to the fullest to think much about it. Next, it was my turn. I didn't know where to start. I saw myself in them. Like me, they have tons of siblings, love to sing and dance, and are quick to connect with people. But it was more than that, because there's something we have in common that you might not expect. And there's something I haven't told you about myself. I also have HIV. Like them, I was born with it. Let me explain. My birth father wasn't really able to care for me, and my birth mother was an addict and alcoholic. When I was born, I was so weak that I couldn't breathe on my own. So the doctors hooked me up to life support and did a blood test. And that's when they found HIV in my blood. The doctors weren't too hopeful, and neither was Children's Aid. So they placed me with my adoptive parents and told them to prepare for the worst. But clearly, I had other plans. At 6 months old, I weighed 5 pounds, the size of a newborn. At 5, I weighed 23 pounds, the same as a healthy 1-year-old. But my adoptive parents knew I was a fighter. And standing here with all of you, I can't even tell you how amazing this feels for me. Because I wasn't supposed to be here. Not just at We Day. I wasn't supposed to be alive. But here I am, and I feel great. One of my biggest fears before my trip was meeting some of the 25 million people in Africa who live with HIV or AIDS without access to the medication or doctors that they need. That I'd see firsthand the difference between HIV in Canada and HIV in Africa. That's why access to healthcare is so important. Naomi and Faith are alive because of healthcare. They are alive because of Baraka. I am here today on behalf of Naomi and Faith Together, we are sharing our experiences to help reduce the stigma around HIV. And we need your help to create a more accepting community. And the first step is to accept yourself. Often we shrink away from having those difficult conversations. We don't talk about eating disorders or the reality of disease or mental health issues, but they're a part of life, and we have to tackle them head on. I learned that at a young age, we all face challenges. Your challenge may not be HIV. It may be depression or bullying, but I want you to remember that our weaknesses can turn into our strengths. We can overcome our challenges and use them to help others. I'm here as proof of that. Don't be ashamed of what makes you unique. Rock your differences. Own them and be you. We all face doubts, but when I do, I think back to Naomi and Faith, and I know I have the courage and bravery I need. I learned a lot about my inner strength from Naomi and Faith. I hope you learned a bit about yours from me. Thank you, We Day!